at some point they're going to probably have to look outside of the Robbie Chosen lane and into a lane of a real, impactful wide receiver. Are we there yet?
Well, I think what's kind of funny is our minds instantly went to Amari Cooper. Well, I mean, even Matt Barrows brought it up like in the press conference today. You asked Kyle, would you consider signing Amari Cooper? And Kyle's like, well, depends on the cap space and what we can do. It seems like you could sign Amari, or you could just go and sign Jawan. I mean, Jawan wants money. I think it's pretty clear that he's holding in. When Kyle's asked about other injuries, he's pretty specific. Like, yeah, we're hoping maybe week 6, but it could be week 5. And with Jawan, they're like, we just have no clarity on that one. So it seems like maybe Jawan's leverage just got a little bit stronger right now. If you want a wide receiver, he's hanging around. I don't know. They don't want to pay him clearly, but what choice do they have?
Well, that's the other thing. I mean, is it an ankle? Is it not an ankle? I mean, I'm on record as saying if he comes back without a contract, then it's the ankle. But if he comes back after he signs a contract, then it's or the calf, I should say. Is it the calf or is it the cash? If he comes back without an extension or any kind of a raise, then maybe it is the calf. But if he comes back after he gets more money, then I find it hard to believe that it's the calf. So I just don't believe. He looked like he was in great shape right before he left. It could be a calf thing. Shanahan has said it has shown up like on the imaging. So, I mean, it's like plausible deniability. I'm not sure.
It's like technically he has a calf injury, but is it a no timetable type of calf injury? Probably not.
Do they have a reason to be evasive with this at all?
Because I think they don't want the drama. If they acknowledge that he's holding in, then that's the number one topic in camp. They don't want that. And he may not want it either, because there's a chance that he doesn't get what he wants, and he would look weak if he just comes back to the team after not getting his extension. So maybe it's in both of their interests to keep it quiet for now. But Richard Sherman came to the facility. He's good friends with Jawan. He went on his podcast and was like, I have a pretty good feeling that if the Niners were just give Jawan what he wants, he'd be on the practice field that day.
Something tells me he might have spoken to the source.
Maybe. I want to say something about these injuries.
Yeah,
they suck. I mean, it's not every day it's someone else, but let's take a step back for a second. The Chargers lost Rashawn Slater. That's a much bigger deal. The Eagles lost Landon Dickerson. He tore his meniscus. That's a much bigger deal. So it's not ideal that Jordan Watkins is going to miss a month. He needs reps, but he'll be back. He might miss week 1. He could be there for week 1. I think it's a brutal sport, and the Niners have had some bad luck, but I think they've also had some good luck, depending on how you look at it. None of these injuries have been season enders yet. They're still going to be okay when healthy, and they could get healthy by like week 2.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like today, there were 15 Niners that didn't practice, and this is not the guys on the IR, PUP, or NFI. These are just the rest of the guys. But like Renardo Green's a starter, but it's a hamstring, but he's supposed to be back. Jennings is a calf, but he's supposed to be back. Watkins is supposed to be back within a month. Cowing, they say, is coming back tomorrow. The Stout injury is not considered serious. So, I mean, Givens, I guess, Kevin Givens with his pec is probably the most serious injury they've suffered. So, is it that they're just in a numbers crunch now, but they're still sitting pretty comfortable? Or do you think that this depth or lack of depth is going to be like the issue that, derails them?
See, that's the issue to me. Not necessarily training camp injuries, but what are they revealing? It seems to reveal that this Niners team is lacking depth in ways that the 2022 or the 2023 49ers weren't. And I think that's probably to be expected, considering they gave Brock Purdy this franchise record contract extension, and they had to make some, concessions, some cuts to make it fit. And the fits, well, it's not just the Brock extension. That's kind of disingenuous. I think it goes back to the Trey Lance trade. You spent 3 firsts and a third on nothing, essentially. And although Brock Purdy stepped up and you have a quarterback and he's really good, you lost 3 firsts and a third. That's your depth. That could have been so many different starters, but you don't have that. So I think you're kind of haunted by that to an extent.
That's interesting. I just don't, I look at the big name receivers. I mean, Matt threw out Amari Cooper. I just don't know what Amari Cooper has left. Other people have thrown out Terry McLaurin. He's expensive. Tyreek Hill, he's expensive. I don't know if those are realistic names. The name that to me is intriguing, especially since they just picked up Nair from the Niners and they've got all these extra receivers, is Romeo Doubs. You know, he's a West Coast guy. He went to Nevada. He's a free agent at the end of the year. It sounds like they're on the verge of probably either cutting him or giving him away for a day 3 pick. They got a bunch of receivers. They keep adding more. To me, like a Romeo Doubs trade would be what I would. To me, that's what I'm hoping for as far as a receiver, because I don't know that the Robbie Chosens of the world are going to be able to get it done. The Russell Gages of the world are going to be able to get it done, and I don't think they have the right package or the right timing to go get like a Tyreek Hill or a McLaurin. I think they got to aim much lower. So, I mean, to me, a Romeo Doubs would be nice. I don't know if Green Bay would help out, but that's the kind of receiver. I mean, they got serious issues. I'm watching the Jets right now against Green Bay. Malachi Corley probably doesn't have a spot on this team, and he's very Debo-like. Yeah. I could see him being, I mean, they better broaden their scope on some of these receivers that they're looking for, because they look like they're going to be a receiver or two shy to start week 1. And you don't want to go to Seattle without a full complement of weapons.
Well, their starters week 1 probably will be Ricky Pearsall and Jauan Jennings. And I don't know what we can expect from Jawan Jennings if coming off this injury or this off season where he's not doing anything. So, and then your number 3 receivers, who? Russell Gage, Robbie Chosen. I don't even know. So yeah, that it is concerning, because it seems like some of these injuries could affect week 1, which was, you want to win that game. It's the Seahawks. They're not that good. It's a divisional game. If you lose that one, that's a tough one. Then you have to go on the road again and face the Saints. I don't know. This Niners team is interesting because they lack so much depth that they could lose to the Saints if certain players aren't healthy, but they could beat, they could run the table on their schedule if they have great injury luck, which it doesn't seem like they ever have.
I put out a thing today. Drake Jackson was taken like 2 picks in front of Nick Bonito. I mean, they play the same position the whole day. I mean, how much better would the Niners be? Forget all these other mistakes they made in the Trey Lance trade. If they just drafted Nick Bonito instead of Drake Jackson, they probably are worlds better off today than they actually are. It just kind of shows how important the draft really is. What did you think? I didn't hear your
real quick to your point. I think the problem with the Niners, they're a well-coached team, essentially. I don't know about, on offense, on defense, it's just the front office. They've had so many whiffs, and you've brought this up so many times, but their drafting in the first 3 rounds is subpar. They've had some hits, but they've had so many flat out whiffs. And again, it's not just the Trey Lance thing. It's Drake Jackson. It's Ty Davis Price. It's Danny Gray. It's Jair Brown. It's on and on and on and on and on.